What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's project is long overdue. We have been needing to get the M3 back up on the road for the longest time now, but I've been so focused on doing Evo projects that I just haven't had time to work on the M3 at all. So bright and early this morning, we're gonna try and get this thing done in the garage at home. If you haven't been following along, basically what is going on is we built these beautiful headlights for the car. Something happened, I believe something happened with the FRM to where the angel eyes on the passenger side did not work. So we took out the FRM, sent it in, had it rebuilt, got the FRM back. The angel eye now works on the passenger side, but all of a sudden, the high beams don't work, the adaptive motors don't work, the windows don't roll down, the sound system doesn't work. So I'm pretty sure something happened with the FRM when it was being rebuilt that completely destroyed it. So what we did is picked up a new FRM. Well, I guess it's a new used FRM, new to me. Brand new, they're very expensive. This one was like $100 online. I think new, they're around $500 to $600. So I figured I'm gonna try used one. We do need to code it. I'm completely jumping into unknown territory for myself. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I have all the software, all the programs needed to code the new FRM into this car. So if I can figure out how to do it, this should be a very, very simple fix. If not, it's gonna be hard. Let's get Bobby's STI out of the way, give us a little bit more space to work on this thing. We could just bring it to the shop, but we don't need any tools to do this. So I figured I'm just gonna try to do it at home real quick before we head out for the day. We still have the interior torn apart from the last time we were working on this thing. So the FRM, I don't believe it's bolted in at all. All we're gonna have to do, disconnect the battery, pull the FRM, throw the new FRM in, and then we can move on to trying to figure out how to code it. Let's get this battery disconnected first of all. Sometimes in life, you just gotta MacGyver some tools. This does the trick. All right, battery's disconnected. Let's pop out the FRM. Beautiful. Here's the original FRM, here's the new one. I'm just comparing all the numbers, making sure they're the same. Both are an FRM2, which I know that was very important. Looks like this number down here is the same. Yeah, I was trying to find an identical one. I feel like there's other FRMs that are interchangeable, but I wanted just to find the same exact one. So let's get this installed. There's only 3 wiring harnesses to plug in. It's very, very easy to do. I hope we can figure this out today. That'd be nice. Okay, so we have our coding cable connected, the D CAN cable I believe it's called. Right now we have input loaded up, so we're gonna turn on the ignition. We should probably connect the battery. All right, we're good. Ignition on, cool. Okay, so basically the only reason we are in input right now is to make sure the battery's on and it shows the ignition is on. That means we are connected. Okay, now we're gonna pop into this Wink FP, or WinKFP, I guess you'd call it. And I believe this is where we are gonna be doing all of our coding. Okay, so I worked on this thing for a little bit, couldn't really get it situated. There's some stuff in my programming software that appears to be missing, like some Dayton files, I think they were called. So I'm gonna go meet up with my buddy later on today, and he is gonna attempt to try and code the FRM on the M3. So I'm gonna put the old FRM back in just so I know everything's good to go. I'm not sure if it'd mess up the new FRM or if it'd even run without it being coded. But yeah, just to be safe, throw the old one in, and we can finally, for the first time in a very long time, take this car out and enjoy it. It's a nice day, so it should be pretty fun. Update on the M3. I tried to code this thing or fix everything with it. I couldn't figure it out. Ellen from, I believe it's Up Garage here locally in Spokane, tried to figure it out. They coded this factory FRM to the car, didn't fix anything. They coded the new FRM to the car, revinned it, coded it, nothing. Still the same damn problems. Buy a BMW. They're so sick. They're fun when they work. But the fact that I've had this car for what, 4 months?
We have only driven it like a couple times.
I've driven it back from Seattle to Spokane, so that's one drive. I drove it from the house to here.
I drove it from the house.
I've driven this car like 5 times. It's an amazing car, but if you don't know what you're doing when you're working on them, miserable. I don't know what I'm doing when I'm working on them. Miserable.
It's okay, this is a learning process.
This car annoys the shit out of me, but it still sounds good though. It's a little cool stuff for the boys. I'm driving this bitch tonight.
Really?
I might as well try to enjoy it a little bit before I burn it to the ground. Can someone please fix this? Whoever knows, I'll make a deal. Whoever knows how to fix this car, I'll fly you out to Spokane. You can code this thing, fix it, I'll buy you lunch. It's a damn good deal. Hit me up, please. So even though this car is kind of being a B word, she's still beautiful, still fun to drive. Everything still is drivable on it. It's just not up to par like I like it. So let's go take it out for a little spin, a little rip, and kind of enjoy it, even though she's torn apart on the inside.
I miss being in her.
I miss being in her too. Here he goes. Damn, she sounds so good.
I know.
Better than Eva?
It's like such a different sound. I like it a lot. Better than my STI, that's for sure.
Oh.
Is that so mean?
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Right or left? the new buildings. All right, we just pulled up to the shop. Somehow left the battery or the ignition on all the way on the Evo 10 overnight, so it's dead. I was gonna go pull it outside and drive it a little bit. It is raining, which kind of sucks. I don't want to get this car dirty, but it's all good. So while we had it on the battery charger, I ran over to Ace Hardware, picked up all the hardware that we needed for the hood scoop, a little like 4mm screws and some washers, so we can get the hood scoop fully bolted on. Then we have one last mod for the Evo 10, which I think is gonna look, it's like the icing on the cake. This is gonna look sick because we have a front lip on here, we have the rear spats on here, and behind me, if you can see, we have some beautiful carbon fiber underboards. These things I also picked, I found these here locally in Spokane, and I think they're fairly expensive, like $500 to $700 online. So we can go ahead and get these installed on this car, and it should complete the look. I am in love with these brakes. This whole setup is sick. The only thing I want to change is somehow make that center cap the identical color as the wheel. I think that gray looks a little bit out of place, but other than that, she's a beaut. Let's go ahead and get this hood scoop bolted up first. The screws we have in here, a little bit long, so she's a bit floppy, but at least she's beautiful. Bobby stole the M3 for the day, or for the night. Goodbye, M3. I went to put it on the car, and the underboard would fit the side skirts, but we'd have to do a bunch of trimming, a bunch of cutting. And then I was looking at it and I'm like, these things look super familiar. Let me show you guys what I figured out. It appears that these skirts are actually for the Varus side skirts. And on our Varus skirts on the 10, on the half wrap 10, we have the non-carbon underboards. So what I'm gonna do is put the carbon underboards on the 10. I'd much rather put them on here because it's a direct bolt on. Literally just unbolt those and bolt those on versus cutting apart the carbon fiber. And I'd much rather cut this, which is, I actually made these because I destroyed the fiberglass ones in the winter. So I made these plastic ones. I'd much rather cut the plastic ones and put the plastic guys on that car versus cutting the carbon ones to fit that car, if that makes sense. So half wrap Evo 10, the baby is getting the carbon ones, and Smoke over there is gonna get these plastic ones. It's a little weird that this worked out, and I'm actually really glad it worked out like this because this is the car that has all the carbon fiber on it. Carbon canards. I wish that splitter was carbon, but it's not. Carbon canards, carbon fender vents, mirrors, the Varus diffuser, the wing. There's a lot more carbon on this car than that car, so it worked out perfect. That looks just freaking beautiful. I'll probably throw that blue pinstripe back on it. I really like that look. It kind of makes it stand out a little bit more, but we can do that whenever we get this car like pulled out. We gotta do a clutch on this thing one day. Whenever we get this car out of the corner, we can kind of clean it up, maybe throw that pinstripe back on. But let's move on to putting these things onto this car. This whole outside edge right here. So from like here all the way down, we can cut that off. There's nowhere to bolt that to on this car, so we can just trim that off, this little outer section, bolt it right to the factory skirts, and we should be good. All right, we got the first side skirt on. And I was planning on pulling the blue pinstripe off, but I kind of like it. I don't know though, I might pull it off. All right, so here's the before. This is the driver's side, no side skirt on it whatsoever. And here's an after with the nice little underboard. Ah, there we go. I like that, that's clean. Nice, clean, simple look. Flows nice with the front lip, flows nice with the rear spats. Overall, that is a win. That is gonna be a wrap for working on this bad boy today. There's nothing else really to do. Overall, I am stoked with how it came out with the new skirts. or the skirt extensions, I guess you would call it. I would link them down below, but they're homemade, so I can't really link them down below. They're literally made out of ABS plastic that was, I think this is a 1/4 inch thick. Let me double check. Pretty sure it's a 1/4 inch thick ABS plastic sheet I just got here locally in Spokane. Yeah, 1/4 inch. What's the password to get in the shop?
Cars.
Cars?
Yeah, cars are cool.
I heard you wanted to make a little deal.
Yeah. I gave you my STI and you give me your M3.
Can it be broken?
No, it has to be fixed.
No deal. Coming from a true car enthusiast named Bobby Wallace, she has a very important piece of information she wants to share about the M3.
Well,
what's up?
Technically, I didn't want to share this. Okay,
Is
so
it the exhaust?
did you tell them I went out and cruised it for a little bit?
They saw you leave in the shop.
Okay, so I left the shop and I cruised, and the way it sounds when you like hammer down on it, first of all, it's fast already and there's nothing done to it.
Like how fast?
Like it's fast, like it's faster than my STI.
Yeah.
And it's like the way it sounds is like so aggressive. Like it's just like screaming. Okay?
So you want it?
I want an E92 M3.
I'll make a deal. FRS, straight trade for the STI.
Will M2s sound like that?
If you want that sound, the only car in the world you will ever achieve that sound with is the 08 to 13 M3. That's it.
What year's that one?
08 or 09 or 10. It's the E92. The S65, the V8, you know, she's just a beaut, boys.
She is.
That car sounds so sick.
Like literally, I was like smiling the whole way.
Did you get a boner?
And another embarrassing part though is because like I'm not, as if you like open up the valves, like it literally just like screams, and I'm pretty sure I scare a couple people.
What does she sound like?
No, I can't do that.
Does she go, ah?
No. Can I drive it home? You can drive the truck, I'll drive the M.